Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Microwave Massacre. They came to dinner to find they were it.
Directed by Wayne Berwick, starring Frosty the Snowman himself, Jackie Vernon. Microwave Massacre is about a disgruntled construction worker who's just had it with his wife's cooking. His wife just keeps making all these fancy lunches for him, and he just wants a bologna sandwich or something.
I wake up in the middle of the night dreaming about food I can eat with my hands.
He ends up killing her and then accidentally eating her and finds out like he has a taste for human flesh. So he goes on to kill a bunch of women and then feed them to his friends. So what did we like? This is certainly an 80s cheese fest. It just has a really unnatural feeling, like all of the characters seem odd, to say the least. Jackie Vernon, he's a stand-up comic, and he did do the voice of Frosty the Snowman, which is so weird. His comedy is really awkward in a cringeworthy way.
How about some elephant-sized cooking bag? You know, the Dumbo-sized.
There are some funny jokes, and there are some interesting characters in this film. I mean, we got Rosie. He was very smooth talking, picking up all them ladies.
You don't think I make a play for every lady who comes by here, do you? You got chemistry.
And alongside him was Philip, and they seemed to play off one another pretty well. I thought they were both great.
Say, this is fantastic. I've never tasted anything like it.
Now, it's not just the characters' dialogues that we liked here. We enjoyed the physical features of certain characters, and this film had nudity. Gratuitous 80s nudity.
And it was great, and it was awkward sometimes, but it was always appreciated, including an opening scene of like just a weird camera angle of some girl's boobs while she walks around, followed by a scene where a random guy just pinches a girl's butt. She falls into boob holes in wood so her boobs can go through it, and we can, you know, be introduced to the construction workers who just rush over to try and either touch them or lick them. Now, there's not a lot to this story, but I did like it. I thought the concept was pretty funny. Microwaves back in the day were like a big deal. So they obviously just were like, fuck, we need to make a movie about a microwave. And they tie it in because our main guy has a pacemaker, so it's almost a PSA for, hey, these electronics, they're gonna kill you one day. But I mean, this was pushing it to the extreme, and I can appreciate that.
Now, it may not look great, but I did enjoy the May prosthetic head.
Seriously? It was terrible.
You could tell they definitely tried because everything else looked terrible, but that head, they put a little effort into it, and I'm gonna give them a little respect for that.
Now, we got this from Arrow Video, and I did want to mention that because I don't want to do a full Blu-ray review of this one. It didn't look like an 80s movie at all. The saturation was good. It actually looked really sharp, and I'm loving these releases because you get to enjoy or try to enjoy these 80s schlock movies in crisp 1080p. Now it's time to go on to our dislikes. This movie was kind of pointless. There wasn't a whole lot going on. The first half an hour is pretty boring. It's just really awkward humor. And so we did look up Jackie Vernon's stand-up. Okay, this guy's not the best because he's got like a very slow delivery and he's definitely cliche with his jokes, and it's certainly translated here.
Is in the microwave?
It was like Mitch Hedberg meets Rodney Dangerfield.
Almost every line in this movie is a joke that you've heard before. And in the 80s, I know that they had heard that before as well.
The fact that he is Frosty the Snowman and the lines that he says, it's just very awkward because all I can picture is Frosty like talking dirty.
It sounded like they had a script, they ditched it, and they had like a house at the like one of the guys from the Monkees, and he was moving, so they needed to shoot it in like 4 days. So there was a new script involved, and they just went with it. They're just like, fuck it. Let's just shoot with what we have, and this is what we get.
And the disappointing factor in this whole thing is The microwave really didn't play a huge part in this film. It looks like it has the potential to be this deadly weapon, but really we only see a couple of hands and arms and feet inside it like twice. That's it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a microwave massacre. 3 buttons are ever pressed on that machine in the entire movie, and there's no massacre. Like, you barely see anybody get killed. There's no on-screen deaths. It's just kind of like cutaway shots, and some pretty awkward cutaway shots at that. This is just a bad movie, and I think a lot of people might enjoy it because it's so bad, or they remember watching it back in the day.
What's your name, sweetie?
Donald, what's yours?
DDD. Hey, have you ever screwed in 3D?
Okay, new drinking game, guys. Anytime there's a joke that is cringeworthy, you take a shot. You're gonna be fucking wasted after 10 minutes. Shit, I feel like rewatching it. I think I might do it and then write the sequel. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Microwave Massacre is not really a massacre movie. There are fun moments. However, it's mostly just a really bad movie. But I'm sure that there's a cult following, just like there is with Troll 2. I don't see the big appeal to this one, though. I don't think I'd watch this again. There is a lot of nudity, and there are a bunch of, like, really old-timey jokes. But I don't think there's a lot that would appeal to a more modern or younger audience, at least. I don't think I recommend it unless you're way, way drunker than you currently are. So I'm gonna give this 1 frosty O-face out of 5.
Microwave Massacre is not a good movie. We have a character in this film who's known to be a voice actor for one of the most recognizable characters that anyone has ever seen growing up, and hearing the stuff coming out of his mouth and picturing Frosty the Snowman does not make for an enjoyable movie. We do get boobs, but we don't get gore, which is a key component and is missing. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this half a sexy sandwich out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it, and if you haven't and you do want to check it out, Arrow just released it, brand new on Blu-ray. It's probably the best you're ever going to watch this movie, and if you're a cult fan, you might enjoy watching this again, but there are links in the description. Check it out if you want to hear more of the backstory on this film, and if you enjoyed our review of this movie, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got tons of cool shit here all the time.